Oh, that's it. Time for the trial. I don't feel like we got enough. Oh, God.
Are you excited? Are you
Yes.
pumped?
Yes.
It's time for the class trial to begin!
Let's
Like
go.
the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
I hate to admit it, but I've started going boo-hoo-hoo-hoo or boo-hoo-hoo in my head quite a bit. I can't help it.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we'd better get going. Okay. Look at that beautiful door. Been a long time since we've seen you. Make a quick save here. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a wild ride. Look how empty the room is. My God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there... Ah!
Kuma appears!
2! Dos Kuma! Hello! 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 He's multiplied.
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? You're trying to draw him.
Whew.
Wait, so he was just like running like that, making himself look like 2? I look so stupid doing that to the webcam. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along? Along?
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey! Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train. Elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already. I didn't do it. For serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. And it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed 2 of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. Oh man, oh man. Oh man, we'll try and get through it as quick as we can, Tommy. We can all bask in the glory of the truth together. Okay, let me in. I'm not talking to any of these losers. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk around the elevator. Once everyone's aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realise just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
just the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Do you really hate me so much? When I'm so cute?
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. It's all blue this time. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yoo-hoo!
I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Oh, nice, Noah. Can't wait to have a look at it. Stick it in the Discord. Right, set skills. We have Lost in Thought. Increase the time limit for each phase, effective during the class trial. Yeah. Handiwork. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once, effective during the bullet time battle. Sure. That'll do. Let's go. It's there already. Okay, we'll have a look in a bit. Maybe I'll have a quick...
Let's
I can't
begin
pause
with
now.
a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay, Monokuma, let me have a look at some art of you first. Whoa, that's sick. Oh shit, it comes out the frame. That is banging. That is banging. Oh my god. That makes it. Oh, I love it, dude. Very nice. That is so good. That is so good. Man, that is honestly brilliant. I love it. I love it. Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
What was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
I mean, it is. It's a very strong case against him,
It
man.
points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or for anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay. Oh, I always feel like I'm so rusty at these bits. So his message.
Everything we found in your room. The
Oh,
blueprints,
shit.
the suit parts,
Forgot the-
they are all
forgot the,
proof enough
controls.
that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is... Okay, so it's the
Everything we found in
blueprints.
your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the
Oh,
culprit.
shit. Okay, skip through.
It's not true. It's
Hiro, what?
no. Just hold on a
I know
second.
we need to get the blueprints part, but
Everything we found,
to
the
get rid of
blueprints,
the,
the suit
this bit.
parts, they are
slow
all
it down. There we go. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty.
wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences
possible.
are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
What? And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. How are we meant to know this? The Illuminati? I ain't got a clue. Yeah, I mean, that was a stupid one.
Shoot!
Hero? Do you think it's Hero?
I got it!
Okay.
Other than
Thank you, Noah.
Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Can't believe I actually went for the Illuminati, just because I saw it in chat.
Then there can be no doubt.
I'm so easily
Hero
led.
is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Right, so Suitman and Killer aren't mutually exclusive. The Killer wasn't wearing a suit. That's what he's getting at.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Top! The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
I got it!
Got our hearts back, thank goodness. There's still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been... Oh. And the dolly? Oh, it's here.
I got it!
Oh, yeah, we got it.
They
Thank
were
God.
a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Dolly and bodies make me
But
laugh.
are you sure you are not mistaken?
I could be.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yeah?
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
It's gonna be a new mechanic?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
That was very uncalled for, Celeste. I hope you're the killer, because I want to get rid of you now. I hate you. Wow, I've never heard anyone sound so nice or being so mean. Maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. New elements have been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Oh, I guess so. New mechanics. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. There's a bit more to learn. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now is a function along with A and Y. You automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is gentle, okay. Okay. I don't know what he's on about. What the hell is he on about, game? Oh, it's one of these things again.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
We got her!
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Oh man, we've done it good. Did Tom fuck it? Oh yeah, at a glance. It looks a bit weird.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
It's just that's just the way Tom does it. That's Tom's way of doing it. There's a bit more to learn.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Yeah, see, I thought we could just pick that out of the list. I didn't think we'd have to do a battle of words to do this. But anyway.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Just his way of doing it. There's a bit more to learn.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
I don't know. Wouldn't matter if he is.
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository.
See, there you go. He is a little bit.
So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
There you go. We got you, Celeste. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? I'm laughing at chat.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Sure.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
A friendly robot.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it will be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Because you can't bend in the suit, maybe? If it says you got to pick them down, bend down to pick them up.
As
then,
we know,
then I get
Taka
it.
was killed in the equipment room.
Yes.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yeah.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Shit. Oh god, I'm so bad at this sometimes. Okay, okay.
As
Just
we
wait.
know,
I should let you
and
do a
from
full
there.
cycle first of all.
the
I don't know
culprit
why I'm
then
so
loaded it onto
gung-ho.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend
There we
over.
go. I knew the answer. I was just
No,
too
that's
gung-ho.
wrong.
Idiot.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
Yeah, I remember that. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Can't see your feet.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
That's also true.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
But you can't because there's a lock. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh yeah, when he's like...
You
beating
all
the crap
got a
out of
good look at
Hifumi.
it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get her? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking it might be Sakura if it has to be someone strong to move the bodies of Hifumi and Taka, like, quite quickly.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Oh yeah, Aoi was with Sakura. Hina. Yeah, but maybe they did it together. There could still be an accomplice. Monokuma didn't rule that out. It just confirmed that only one of them would graduate.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
How did you know it was a little after 7?
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
I've been saying his name so long. Byakuya. I can say Byakuya. Byakuya. I can't remember it. Byakuya. Oh, I'm making it sound weird in my head.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, a strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so we headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. I was sort of doing the
At that point, we
Sakura
decided
recap.
to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah, so that's another recap. I think I'm pretty clear on the order of events
see.
here.
The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Okay.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Right, okay. What have we got? Monokuma File 3. Can't remember what it
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What
How
makes
do we
you
know
say
that?
that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding
Oh, no.
Taka,
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know what order the Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Shit. Oh, not good at this. Okay. I think I'm gonna lose another life.
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the number.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death,
See? So it's obvious Taka
So it
came
must be the
after.
first statement then, because there's only 2.
so,
Regarding, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
What do we do for this? Oh, do I have to suck up a statement?
So, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
There we go. Oh
No,
man.
that's wrong.
Yeah, I forgot that you could suck in quotes or whatever.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in
Oh,
the
I need to
same
get some
order
hearts
as
back.
their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. That's the watch. Easy. We get a heart back there. He died at 6 AM. Oh. What the? Wristwatch. Wristwatch, mother trucker. Give me that S. Get away, O. A. A. C. Give me that sweet, sweet H, baby. There we go. Do I get
Now
a
I
heart back for that?
understand.
I don't know if I did. Okay, we're doing alright.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
it must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But
Okay.
if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Right, I've got that.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Proxy hammers.
That's
shoot
exactly
things.
why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Yeah.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep reading this same bit. They keep going back to. We've seen this quite a few times now.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Oh, lovely. Let's go tea. Good.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
Who do you think is guilty? I've got no idea at the minute, Tubin. Or you-tub. Good to see you, by the way, mate. I don't think it's Hiro. It's too obvious for it to be Hiro. I think it might be Sakura. only because she's the only one big enough and strong enough to get Hifumi up to the top floor quickly. But that is literally just a tiny little fault. I'm not really sure. I can't wait to find out though.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Hiro. It's too obvious.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
Oh, yeah, I need to change it to to a game. It does still exist, yeah. You know what I was going to do? I was going to keep the command as Doki, just because that's easy for us all to remember. But I've just changed the wording. So I'm just doing a blind playthrough of this game. I'll just say like this game. Well, in fact, I can do it right now. No time like the present, eh, Noah? Doki Doki Tafu. There you go. Try that one, Noah. Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, I just got a strange Discord message I want to check. Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Right, sorry about that. There you go. Update's quick, didn't it? Right.
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Sorry, I just want to check something quickly on my phone. Oh yeah, you're right, YouTube. I know you're not like that. Thank you for understanding, dude. Sorry, I've just got a weird message. Oh my god. Okay, right. You can carry on.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Yeah, plugs are working, dude. Plugs are working, mate. Wait, what didn't work? There we go. They are working. They should be going up as well. Try a refresh, Captain, if you got problems, mate. Right, okay, sorry, we lost the train of thought there.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
She got super strength. Oh, did I not save it? Oh, I don't know then, Captain. I don't know if it's something on your side. Hang on. Right, well, the Doki one is not a big deal. Plugs are definitely working. Apart from that, I don't know. Yeah, so the plugs are going up. Yeah, I've just checked my plugs now. It's gone up 1. Noah was able to redeem the screen. The command will probably update later. I'm not sure, Captain. Sorry, mate. Hang on. I can't think of... If anyone else can think of any ideas to get Captain's plugs working, please let him know. Right, so where are we?
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Now you've got your first plug. Oh, I don't know why it's working like that, dude. I'm sorry, mate. At least it's working now, though.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Oh, cheers, Tom. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. Yeah, in a minute. Oh, good cutscene. Cool. At least it's going up, dude. It's going the right way. It's going up, not down. Sorry for any trouble it's causing. It would seem so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh, that was so cool when Leon threw the glass, the crystal ball through the gap in the grate and hit the button. Man, you remember Leon? God, he went ages ago. I'm surprised that he went first, to be honest. I thought when you first look at him, I thought he might be a big character.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
He threw Hifumi also, did he? How? Where did he throw Hifumi? Oh, what? Are you saying he threw him like a ball up to the top floor? Sorry, I'm with you, Utub. I'm being silly.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Right, how?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yes, because Hifumi wasn't really dead then, was he? He died in Hina's arms.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another
Oh my God.
ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Yeah.
He was alive?
Oh, I love this. Yeah, I love it when this kicks in. He picked him up and one hand threw him through the floor. This all sounds very plausible. Maybe he just teleported.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Maybe he rolled. Like, you guys ever seen Hook? When quite the big lad in that rolls down the plank like a cannonball? Maybe Hifumi did that.
But I mean, we found his body. He was
ghost,
dead.
oh man. Leon's ghost would be so pissed at us.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Yeah.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Of course it is. He died in your arms, Hina. Right. What's the truth with it? The broken wristwatch, that can't be right. We must have to suck something up.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
Oh,
It is
okay,
impossible.
I need to suck that up for sure.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Still alive.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
That was for
Hifumi's
Taka.
dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yes, okay, no, we do the broken wristwatch on the last one. Oh, but body's discovered. Oh.
Are you
don't
saying
know.
that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
Okay,
discovery.
I'm gonna keep trying this. I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once. Okay, yeah, so that's, we definitely need...
Are you saying that when we first found, there's a chance he was actually
bit,
still
if you ask me.
alive?
No,
It is Hifumi was dead, and you know that.
surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Fuck! Bollocks! Big wank. This is so hard.
Are you saying that when we first
Thank you for
found
the follow,
Hifumi in
Utah.
the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
Unless we just
Hifumi
go...
was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body
Hifumi's dead body had,
and that is why. Are we really?
Maybe the announcement
was intended to signal someone else's
Oh, I'm so
discovery.
bad. We're gonna fail.
Shoot!
We're gonna fail.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually
Still alive?
No,
What's that?
it is impossible. Hifumi
Suck
was
first,
dead.
hit last.
And
yeah.
you know that surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead, but and that is why.
Are we really?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal
Someone else's discovery.
No!
Shoot!
We fucked it. We've got one more. No, we haven't got one more chance. It does sound very 18 plus. Uh oh. Crap, crap, crap. What did we do on that part?
Is...
Oh, yes, want to give it another shot, please.
I refuse to give up yet!
This is the broken wristwatch. Okay, let's really think about the contradiction here.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi and there's a chance he was actually
Still alive?
He was still alive there.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announced. Hifumi's
dead body had been found.
No, it hadn't. No, it hadn't. It wasn't his dead body.
And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really?
Maybe the
Announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm full on stuck.
Shoot!
Anyone got any ideas here?
Are you saying that when
Can
we
you
first
suck
found
over
him,
the
there's a
last
chance
one?
he was...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead, and that is.
Are we really? Maybe
The announcement was intended to signal
someone else's discovery.
Right, then can we turn it into the next?
Are you saying that when
Someone
we first
else's
found
discovery.
Hifumi
Okay,
in
so
the
carry
nurse's
it over.
office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
Is it that?
it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery
Oh God, I'm so
announcement
confused.
along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the
Are we really?
Maybe the announcement was intended to
Signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, I think I'll fire it at the first statement.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still alive?
This is getting very confusing. I am stuck.
Shoot!
I am very stuck.
Are you saying that
What are
when
you
we
thinking?
first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
You got it, Noah?
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that
Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why
the announcement.
Are we
We've done that
really?
already, I
Maybe
think,
the
didn't we?
announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I have no idea.
Shoot!
Right, let's try the wristwatch on every.
Are you
every
saying
statement.
that when we first found there's
It's
a
just have to be
chance he was
process of
actually
elimination.
still alive?
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we
Why, what
first
you- what you
found
thinking,
Hifumi, there's
Noah?
a chance he was actually still...
No, it is impossible.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that.
Surely you heard the
We can
body
get another game
discovery
over, can't we?
announcement along with
The
the
watch
rest.
makes no sense
Hifumi's
anyway,
dead
yeah.
body had been found. And that is why the announcement was.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone
Oh,
else's
it's
discovery.
second on first. It's second on first. It's second on
Are
first.
you saying that when we first... there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is.
Hifumi was dead.
And you know
think.
that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead
Body had been found.
I think it is.
And that is why. Are we real? Maybe the
God.
announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Alpha.
Shoot!
Yeah, you are being a hip. Yeah, I am. You're right. I'm just trying to think of different combinations. Right, so what's saying that he's still alive, but they're saying he's dead?
Is...
God damn it.
I refuse to give up yet!
This one's been well hard, but they're really ramping up now. I won't stand a chance in the future. Suck first. Hit second? Okay. Have we not tried that? If it is this, then
Are you
GG,
saying
Noah.
that when we first found
Hifumi and then there's a chance?
And he was
actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body discuss. Hifumi's
Dead body had been found.
What? That is not right. You need to determine a contradiction. Okay, Silent Ray. Thank you. What do you think? Has anyone got any ideas? We'll try and figure it out together.
Shoot!
Okay, so let's go through this.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
He was still alive.
It is impossible.
He was still alive.
Hifumi was dead.
Because he came
And
alive
you know
later.
that. How? Shortly, you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Have we done third on second?
Are you
Can't see a
saying that when we
contradiction.
first found him, there's a chance he was actually
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body, and that is why.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement
It was intended to signal someone.
else's discovery.
It's only 12 combinations, okay. He's trying to keep track of them. So the announcement is definitely
Are you
for Taka's
saying
body.
that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually still...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body discover. Hifumi's dead body.
Body had been found.
Oh,
No, that's wrong.
oh, thank you. Oh, Monokuma above. Sorry, guys, that I had such a bad run on that. That's the
Was
worst
the
we've
body
ever done.
discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Oh my god. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That's the biggest mess I've made of it so far. Oh, but thank you for your help. Yeah, I'm with you, Silent Rafe, 100%. And I think that announcement was definitely for Taka, because at that time, Hifumi was technically still alive, because he didn't die later until he was in Hina's arms. But trying to find that combination was really tricky there. I'm sorry if that was stressful to watch, if it was easy for you guys. You had it down? Why didn't you tell us, Tom? I was going to say, what do you guys think? Anyway, we got through it. We can pick ourselves up and try and beat the rest of this case. We got it.
Of course
Thank
it
you for your
was.
patience, guys.
The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I
Yep.
think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
No, not really, Silent Rafe. This is the first case where it's... When they first introduced that mechanic, it was obvious when you had to use it. Because they just taught you about it. And then the bullet that you had would definitely not fit in anywhere. So you sort of put two and two together. But on this one, we're on our own. We have to use our own judgment. And the broken watch didn't fit in anything in there. And we've had to use the sucking bullet technique twice at the moment. So there's probably going to be more to come. So it does add more complexity to it. Cheers, Tom. Tom, you're like neutral evil. Oh, usually they only use that once or twice, do they? Okay, cool. Well, hopefully we won't see any more in this trial.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Yeah.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail.
I mean, if he should be playing 2 and he hasn't played the second, is Hifumi 100% dead right now? We don't know. We don't really know, do we? If he isn't dead, then he should be at this trial. But he could still be alive. Barely. Or faking it.
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
So it should have broadcast again.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Oh, was it? Was it made twice?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I feel really stupid on this case. The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when? Just after Hifumi came back to life. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I'm terrible at this.
Shoot!
Today. Oh, God. Right, okay, so it wasn't that. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Just, of course it wouldn't be he's dead after he just came back to life. When both bodies were rediscovered, when Toko was found unconscious? Oh my god.
Shoot!
Guys, I'm floundering. This is not good.
I got it!
I'm embarrassed.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
I don't even remember hearing it twice. You guys? Oh, maybe I did. Crap. Yeah, a body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use wherever you like, the class trial will begin. Yeah, no, that does ring a
Didn't
bell.
seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Right.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Okay. I'm
And
with you.
that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
He wiped his glasses.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Okay. Oh, it's another bullet. Crap. I thought we couldn't be picking from our evidence. Hifumi's glasses. Here we go.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was
Position.
there was no notable
Difference.
There we go. Nearly jumped the gun a bit, literally.
No, that's wrong.
But I pulled the trigger just right that time. Oh, cool. So we'll get a bit of a heart
In
back
fact,
from that, won't we?
there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Playing dead? He could have just been unconscious.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
We got it.
When we
first
found
time.
Hifumi in the
Believe it.
nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
And that blood, I'm telling you now, that blood is not his blood. That's a blood packet from the nurse's office. I think the Fumi is the dirty dog in this one.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.